your
Wait,
thoughts?
wait. Are you sure you want to start off here or
No, let's
with
just
What?
continue
Sheffield
with.
United's?
Oh yeah, baby. Ricky, your thoughts, mate?
I felt as though it was a result that was coming in the
Against
sense
Sheffield
where
though?
a lot of the games. Listen, Liverpool lost against Burnley. It happens. You
Yeah.
know,
No,
in
but
the Premier League,
Burnley,
anybody can lose to anybody. Yeah,
Sheffield,
but
Okay, not
Burnley
only in the
are
Premier League,
what
in
what
any
position
league
are
in the
Burnley in?
world, anyone can
Phil
lose to anyone.
In any
Jagielka.
league,
In,
yeah, but dude, in any league, you can lose to anyone. And I mean, Real Madrid lost against a third division team that had
yeah.
10 men. It happens to everyone. It happens to the best of us, you know.
Are you
But
saying Manchester
what
United
I
are the
mean,
best of us?
Clearly they're not.
not yet.
Man, but
But
that game was huge for United, man. If United won that, they would have been points, 6 points or 9 points off Liverpool, clear off Liverpool. I think
listen,
nine.
here's
Nine
the
with
thing. Here's
an
the
extra
thing.
game played.
Yeah,
Yeah, but here's the thing. I've always told you guys that I've been maintaining my expectations. Nobody thought that United are going to win the league, especially now. This was a result that has been a long time coming. What I mean by that is Premier League winners, they tend to not scrape their wins. They tend to show dominance. They tend to show, blow their teams away. Of course, there's going to be the odd game here and there where you need to grind a 1-0 win. Liverpool did a lot of that last season. But United have been doing that for their last 13 games. They haven't dominated anyone. A lot of those games, they've been coming from
they got lucky.
behind.
Yeah,
You know,
they were
they
scraping
very
through.
rarely start they very rarely start on the front foot. If anything, they need a wake-up call.
Yeah.
And this is the one time where it's eventually cost them, you
Wait,
know.
so Ricky, I
So
I asked my United fan, who's a really good friend of mine over here.
yeah.
Obviously, like when United were playing against Sheffield a few days ago, Alex Telles started and he had a poor game, in my opinion. I watched him and he had a poor game. Tuan Zebe, I know he's young, but he had a poor game. Pogba has been immense for the last few weeks. He
Okay, wait,
had a
wait.
He
poor
wasn't
I'm gonna
game.
great
stop you
yesterday.
right there because I just want to add one thing. He had a poor game, but if you guys go on the Instagram and Twitter comments after that game, especially for a young player,
Oh
did you
man,
guys see some of the
social
things that
media
were
is,
said?
oh my god, that is so
That was
uncalled for, man.
disgraceful.
Guys,
Definitely.
even when Karius made those mistakes, man, sending death threats and like all this other stuff, man, it's ridiculous. Like
Or
it's
when
so
Jared
uncalled
handed in
for.
a transfer request?
I'll get to
No
that,
comment.
but I'll get back to those racist comments afterwards. But
Sorry,
you want
I was gonna ask you
but you wanted
something.
to, yeah, go on.
Yeah, hold on. I was gonna. So obviously against Liverpool in the FA Cup, United started a really strong team. They started Luke Shaw. They
Mm,
started Lindelof as well, I think, right?
yeah,
And everyone they had a pretty good game. So
yeah.
do you think Ole did the right thing, just for the sake of beating Liverpool and having bragging rights against Liverpool in the FA Cup to sacrifice the potential of winning the league for United? Well, as a United
No.
fan, what do you think?
Why are you treating FA Cup like a little competition? It's not
I'm
Jurgen
not.
Klopp who's gonna throw up the cup
No,
like
no,
every
I'm
single
not.
season he plays
Yeah,
in.
yeah, that's fine. But when you're in a league winning position potentially, do you think you would you do that as a United fan? What's your thoughts on it?
I don't necessarily have a problem with him starting a different game. It's just he's showing the same mistakes that he made the last time. It reminds me of the old United that were under a run of poor form and not winning games, which is poor game management. If things aren't working out, make a change. The most disappointing substitution that he made yesterday was taking off Anthony Martial for Cavani when really Greenwood for Edinson Cavani when really Martial should have been the one that
Yeah.
came
He had a
off.
poor game. He
It
was
was
horrible.
it was Anthony Martial being careless in possession that enabled Sheffield to pounce on the counterattack and eventually score the winning goal. He contributed to nothing that
For
game.
sure.
Whereas Mason Greenwood, at least he was getting into great positions that the players from behind could find through balls for. Anthony Martial has been offering nothing for God knows how many games now. Just before I continue on him, I'm going to read a stat that I think I posted. Um, oh God, I can't find it. Wait, guys, I have it. 1 second.
All right,
Anthony
until Ricky
Martial.
finds that.
This se-
Oh,
I
sorry,
find it. I
Zay.
found it. Anthony Martial in 16 appearances has 2 goals, 4 assists, and to top it off, his work ethic is completely pathetic, man. What does he offer
Yeah,
to this team? It's
his
not like
work
he's
ethic is shit.
21 or 22 anymore.
Yeah,
Dude, he's 25. He
Listen,
should be hitting his prime.
I called it.
If you're
I
costing
called
your
it at the
team
beginning of the
points,
podcast. I called it in September. I called it when Cavani was signed. I was like, United fans are finally gonna see a striker and gonna be like, okay, Martial's in the bin. I think
he should be.
I think someone also mentioned today on our chat that like every time that he has competition with a striker, he
Yes,
shrinks away.
yes.
And at first it didn't really
Which
hit me
is
because I was just
weird.
thinking about the Ibrahimovic situation, right? When
Mm,
Mourinho took his number
mm.
and people were like that's what destroys Martial's confidence, that he was like the number was taken away from him. But clearly it was a deeper rooted issue, and it's just not about like a shirt number. It's about like the ability, and it's very possible that Martial just might be hitting his ceiling very soon.
you already
This
Okay,
is
have
the
in my
problem with
opinion.
having.
I just want to
Sorry,
add
Omar,
one
continue.
thing about
Yeah.
the point Ali made before we come back to Martial. Um, I don't think at any point for United fans it was the fact that we're trading the FA Cup for the Premier League
Yeah,
in that Liverpool game.
No
I
chance.
mean, as Manchester United, you're the biggest club in England, let's be honest. If with like tied with Liverpool or whatever, sure. You should be able to afford to play your second
Both.
team
Yeah,
against
Mm.
that's true.
Sheffield United and
That's true.
still
That's
yeah.
true.
easily get the win. And
On
the
paper,
quality
it
of
makes
players on the
sense.
bench,
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
So
mean,
true.
they should
That's
have
so
got
true.
the like there's a clip that went viral of I think Ricky's the one who sent it or maybe Rahan, I'm
Rashford.
not sure. The
Was it Rashford
Rashford
failing to
one,
track back before
where he tells
their second
Maguire
goal
that
went
he's
in?
gonna that I mean, come on.
That
And
is
that's a starter. That's not a
inexcusable
bench
behavior.
player.
Rashford, do you want to
Man,
show that to the kids you're feeding or something? My guy, please. You've got to show it on the pitch as well, lad.
bro, he literally just let
definitely,
it
That is
walk.
inexcusable.
he
Do you
definitely
know
is
what the
not setting
comment do you
this.
know what the caption said? Do you know what the caption said? Rashford was telling Harry Maguire to cover that space. What is Rashford doing, bro? Why is he walking? Why do you make it seem as though you're a
Disgraceful.
43-year-old player? You're 23. You have
Where's the
all the
passion?
energy in the world. Use it.
Where's the
This is
passion, lads?
But I
it's
found
just
something very
unacceptable,
interesting
man.
in Ali's question. You know,
Mm.
Ali's question, was like lined with the tone that FA Cup is not important.
No, no,
That's
no. That
that's
wasn't my
that's
point.
what
No, no, no,
that's
no,
what
no, no, no.
like.
FA
But when you
Cup is
said that, when you
important.
say that, like sacrificing
Mm.
something lesser
I was,
for
I was,
No, no, no.
I was, I
I
was, I
think
was talking about like
what. Yeah, go on.
I was mad
Go on,
because it
Ali.
was
Go
against
on.
Liverpool. I was like, did United just do that so they could have bragging rights over Liverpool? Like, do you think that was a smart thing to do?
But I think Ole's been playing his strongest squad in uh, all cup games,
Yeah,
I
right? Like so I
he
remember
has.
last season, especially versus Chelsea, and even before that, he was actually going playing his like majority of his starters.
He was. He
Um,
was.
Also, I just want to add one point about maybe it's the fact that Ali thinks that because maybe Klopp is the one who's not really going for cup games. I saw a stat which said 5 years under Klopp in the FA Cup, Liverpool have never made it past the fifth round.
Oh,
Yeah,
mm,
Klopp went. Yeah, you know what? That sort of pisses me off about Klopp sometimes. But this time he was going for it. He started a strong team against
mm,
United. Man,
Mm.
Thiago,
mm.
Mane, Salah, Firmino. I mean, it doesn't really get any better than
yeah.
that. Robertson was playing as well. Trent was
Yeah,
playing.
it was a
It was a
strong
Mm.
strong.
team.
Only weak link was Rice Williams, and we saw why Matip didn't play because he lasted 45 minutes today. You
Today,
know, so
Listen, I understand. I can understand that. I can even understand his decision on rotating players for the game against Sheffield. I mean, bloody hell, man, it's
yeah,
Sheffield, they're 20th place.
like
yeah.
Sheffield, yeah,
But what is inexcusable is not showing the grit or determination to win a game. What I mean by that is I felt as though the players came into that game thinking, okay, these are 3 points guaranteed. I mean, it's only Sheffield. Bro, no. No game in the Premier League is a guaranteed 3 points. You need to do the
Yeah.
bare minimum to deserve those 3 points. And
Yeah,
United did not deserve anything from that
yeah,
game,
they played
especially during
really
the
badly.
second goal. The defending, absolutely atrocious, man. Where was the pressing, bro? The person who, the striker, sorry, the player that scored that second goal for Sheffield, he had all the space in the world. I don't even blame
Yeah,
Tuanzebe
yeah,
for the
he was wide
deflection,
Yeah.
open.
even
He
though he
was
had a
wide.
poor
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
game,
for sure.
because it happens. But the ball should have been outside of United's box from a long time ago.
Exactly.
It's infuriating, man, because every single time United get themselves in a good position, the Champions League, like we mentioned last time, was a great example of that. They basically throw it away, and this is the worrying thing, man, because now our next game is against Sheffield United. Sheffield United have won their last 6 Premier League games.
Yeah, they're on
And going
positive
into the
form.
Emirates, and they have all the personnel needed to come up against us. I'm worried, man. Like,
Saka is firing. Lacazette is firing. They're looking good, man.
exactly, dude.
Arsenal look good.
They
Do
look
you think
really
do you
good,
think
man. They
United
look
can
really
make a
good.
result?
Bruno score a 90th minute penalty and for us to be shit all game. I'd love that, man. I'd take that any day. I don't even
Speaking
care
of
if Bruno
Bruno,
died for it.
games.
He's been
Do you agree
poor
with
for
that,
a lot of
or
games.
do you think he's burnt out? But what do you think the reasoning is behind it?
And he's not someone that necessarily dictates play or controls the tempo. He wants to play hero ball. He wants to play the through ball that finds the
Yeah,
striker right away.
through ball.
Whereas sometimes,
Yeah.
bro, find that pass directly. I understand, but it's not going to work out all the time. You need to assess the way the defense of the opposition team is set out first and then play that ball. A lot of the time
Exactly.
is that we lose the ball and then he has to track 40 meters back and then he wins the ball. And then we say, oh, great job, Bruno, even though you were basically covering for your own mistake. It's like, come on now.
Could
It's getting
could could
ridiculous.
could you compare Bruno's performances right now to what Alexis Sanchez was towards the end of his Arsenal career? I mean, that was
Oh,
pretty
Oh.
much he would lose
oh
possession a lot.
shit.
He would track back for his own mistakes. I mean, he at times he would try
Mm.
to play too directly when, there were better options available.
Listen, you could say that's a fair comparison. And to Bruno's defense, on his day, he still is, in my opinion, one of our better midfielders. I mean, his cameo against Liverpool, for example, he scored a free kick and he could have assisted a Cavani header.
Yeah.
If anything, I think Ole should just try getting Bruno off the bench. He seems to be world class
Yeah, off the
every
bench,
single
he's
time he
insane.
comes off it.
Yeah.
Every time he comes off it, that one game against West Ham, for example, eight
Oh yeah, yeah,
eight
yeah.
chances in one game, the most ever from a Premier League player within one half. Just try it out. Try something new,
But
man.
do you think Donny
But
Van de Beek is good enough to play in Bruno Fernandes' position, or do you think Pogba should play
no,
Bruno Fernandes' position instead when he's not available?
I think we should try Van de Beek. He's an interesting problem to have. I do think he does. I do think he possesses some qualities that are beneficial for United, which is literally the antithesis of Bruno, in that he just plays that simple ball. He lays it off quickly when he's being pressed. But he's not the answer. He's not the answer. Bruno is still levels above him. It's a problem, man, because United have Arsenal next, and if United lose 2 games in a row, that that position they have in the league not gonna be good.
Yeah, I don't think Donny van de Beek is a like for like replacement for Bruno.
Mm,
Van de Beek is pretty much a number 8. Bruno's pretty much a number 10.
yes.
Uh, you know, Van de Beek's a bit more like someone like Cruz,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah,
dictating play.
dictator. Yeah,
So
Dictator.
there
Yeah.
were a lot of there were a lot of what's it called
It's
calls
not making me.
that he was gonna
You
be
know
the
what? Yeah.
replacement for Paul Pogba, and Pogba was gonna move out.
Nah, he
But
can't.
given Pogba's recent form, albeit the last game. Uh, he's been
Mm.
United's
He's been
standout player for the
so
month of
good.
January.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. Pogba just possesses too many physical traits that you can't find
Yeah,
in any other midfielder.
he's one of a
Donny van
kind.
de Beek isn't tall. He's such a one of a
Yeah,
kind player. Like you aren't going to find any of those traits. Donny, especially with Van de Beek. Van de Beek isn't as tall as Pogba. He's not as quick as Pogba. He's not as strong. I'd even go as far as say that his feet aren't even as nimble.
Yeah.
How do you
yeah.
replace Pogba when he's playing that well? I think a report mentioned that even Van de Beek admitted there's no way he's gonna put
You
Bruno
can't.
or Pogba on the bench with the way they're performing. You just can't because it's weird. So it's a problem, but hopefully Ole can solve it, man. I mean,
Um,
other, I'm not saying yeah, yeah,
yeah. I wanted to go back on the Manchester United's case of strikers. Now, United
mm,
have a 25-year-old in Martial who's not
yeah.
he's not been
No,
very
He's up to
he's
promising.
par.
not it.
He's not it. They have a 30.
Oh yes. Yeah. Yeah.
They
Sorry.
have, okay.
His United career peaked.
If his There's 33-year-old Cavani, who might have
Mm,
a year or two. You never know when
yeah,
people are aging, and not everyone keeps scoring until like 36, 37. Uh,
yeah,
Greenwood is still finding his feet. He could either be playing
yeah,
as right wing, he could either be playing
yeah.
as a striker. He's still finding his position too.
He's still too
Yeah.
young.
So
He's
Like
too young to
should
be the
yeah,
spearhead.
he's too young. Yeah,
so should like United look to cut their losses with Martial and look for a
absolutely,
striker to build up, because we've had this similar
absolutely.
conversation for Manchester City, right? And
Mm,
we've seen that Rashford is a better player out wide, and he's not like a striker either. So,
yeah,
who do United look towards as their number 9 in the future, or who, as a Manchester
yeah,
United fan,
yeah.
who are you looking forward to?
I think we just need to assess on who's available. There were a lot of rumors linking United with Raul Jimenez. He's
Yeah,
obviously a step above whatever United have in that forward position, bar Cavani, but we can all agree that Cavani doesn't have that much time left on his playing career. So maybe go for him, you know, cut the losses with Martial because let's face it, he's just not it. Amad Diallo is in. Let's see what he has to offer. It's sad because when Martial came to United, he was the golden boy.
yeah.
He scored that winner against Anfield and he scored
Torch
that winner
Hurtle.
against Everton in the FA Cup.
Don't kill
Bro,
me.
the thing is,
Hmm.
that season, right? Martial was honestly something else. He genuinely was something else. Like I literally during that season, I literally would just tune into games just to watch him. He was a live wire. He was hot on form. His feet were dazzling and quick. But just from the idea of having a little bit of competition, he wavers away, bro. If you can't handle the competition in a very competitive league, then maybe you're just not cut out for us.
Yo,
So
Ricky, take in.
it is what it
Martial's
is.
been at United for like 6 years now, man. 6 years is a long
Yeah.
time.
It
He should
But
is.
be
so
he should be the first name on the team sheet now.
And he's
is there
always like
is there a
he
difference between the way he plays now under he
mm,
used and the way he did under Van Hal in that one season that you're talking about?
he uh he would be more he would take players on more
Yeah.
often. He wouldn't
He would also
always
play wider, right?
resort
Mm.
He played
what I
wider
mean
as
by
well.
that is yeah, yeah, just like he does now, to be honest, now that we have
All
Cavani
right,
on.
guys, give me one
Because let's
second.
face
I'll
it,
be back.
Martial isn't a center forward. Okay, yeah. Because Martial isn't a center forward. He isn't a center forward. He's more of a winger. His attributes are more suitable to the wing. During his first season, he would just cut inside, he would leave defenders for dead. He was really quick on the ball, but now he's just looking at Luke Shaw to do the job for
Yeah.
him, which is weird. Why is Luke Shaw doing it for you, man? He's a left back for God's sake. So it is what it is. It's unfortunate, but if he's not capable of contributing to our near future, then we don't want him here. That's just how football is. It's ruthless.
Yeah.
It moves fast. So
Mhm.
You hold on to
The
sentiments
thing
and
is, you talked about sorry, go on.
I was just saying you hold on to sentiments with players, and you take the loss with their form.
Exactly.
that's the danger of falling in love with a player, man.
Yeah, definitely.
When
It
he
really
doesn't
is.
do well, it hurts. It
Mm.
hurts when you see him not do well,
And
bro.
sometimes those
You
players
just
are
think,
very popular with fans and locker rooms.
mm,
So when you stand up against
exactly.
them, there's usually a
It
strong
feels weird.
backlash.
Exactly. So,
Is you talked about a replacement striker in Raul Jimenez. Do you think it's worth the
mm,
risk because he hasn't played for half a year? He's probably
yeah,
gone out for the rest of the season with like this injury.
yeah,
Is he even gonna be back at the same form that he was firing? Because in my opinion,
for
before
that
that
he was
injury, he
back
was
then,
probably
right?
one of yeah, he was probably top five, maybe even top three strikers in the Premier League. He was so good and so underrated in
He
that.
was
Especially
sought
last
out from Real
season.
Madrid at one point, right? Real
Yeah,
Madrid
Mhm.
he was
Yeah,
over
wanted
the
him at one
summer.
point.
it was.
Before Corona, like January, like winter last year, before COVID-19 had taken its peak position. Uh, there were calls for like loaning out Jovic, which they've done, but
Mm,
also bringing in
mm,
Jimenez because the load on Benzema is too much.
For
mm.
sure.
And they're really similar in the attributes,
Mhm.
Yes,
Jimenez and Benzema, which is
there
why I
are.
would have loved. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
Jimenez would have been
really
immense.
are, and but I feel like Jimenez is even better at heading.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's so
Mm.
good, man.
he's
He's
I
such a good
think he's
header.
He's
slightly
strong
better at
as
heading.
well.
He's
Yeah.
not he's not as a
Mm,
good dribbler as Benzema, but he's a better like
mm.
header, better target man, which is a tweak that could have worked at Real Madrid since we've been crossing in a lot of balls which end up nowhere.
Nowhere, yeah.
I love Jimenez.
Such a
I
great player.
really badly wanted him at Chelsea. He is the perfect striker to fit in here because
Why mid
he's
Havertz
a
and Werner aren't good enough?
don't get me started, man. Don't get me started.
All
You know
right.
what? You know what, Umar? Let's talk about the Chelsea game.
Wait, just 1 second. I just want to talk about Jimenez first and how clinical he
Yeah.
is. Literally
Yeah.
one shot,
Absolutely.
one
Absolutely.
goal kind of player.
Yeah.
He's the definition of like a match winner, you know. He's
So
gonna
good.
go out there,
Dude,
he's gonna
it's
take the game from the scruff of its neck, and he's gonna get you that win and get you over the line.
listen, the thing with United's forwards that they've lacked over the years is off the ball movement. That's all there is to it. When you
Yeah.
have Martial and Rashford, their profiles are literally ball to feet and we'll build from there. That's the extra dimension that Cavani has added. And Cavani is nearing the end of his career. And you can
Yeah.
see the massive difference he can make. Honestly, I'm just interested if United do plan on purchasing a striker, who do they go for? Because honestly, the bar is really low, man. The bar is really low in terms
Mm,
of a complete striker. I'm not
I
okay.
man,
Cavani
think
is
it'll
great,
be
but he doesn't have that
slightly
much time.
raised because of
Yeah,
Cavani. Now that United fans and
exactly. No, for
United
sure, for sure, for
backroom
sure.
staff has actually seen a striker play since what, like 7 years, 6 years, since Van Persie,
Abdurrahman, you know what's
they've
even,
not seen a
Van
dude?
proper
You know what's
striker
even
play.
more
Persie.
crazy? You know what's even more crazy? Cavani is 33 and he's showing more work rate than the 23 and the 25-year-old combined.
Yeah. His work rate
Combined.
is insane,
Cavani,
man.
the way he presses like a ragged bulldog,
Even the way he
it's
tracks back
crazy. That's
is insane, man.
dude.
It's like he'll
What you
die
know?
for the team.
There was one occasion when Martial lost the ball. Okay, Bruno had to sprint 40 yards back. Not Martial. My man just waved his hands up in the air and thought, "Oh, I lost the ball. It's okay. Bruno's gonna chase it for me." No, dude, no. What
Oh,
are you doing?
yes!
But does it really
Shut
matter?
up.
But does it really matter when you're wearing black gloves and have no
No
smile?
smile.
Ice cold.
Ice
Ice
cold.
cold
Ice
Martial.
cold. Ice cold Martial.
Oh, man.